Good afternoon. Welcome to part 2 of the Motorola 56B1 radio. As you can see here, I replaced one cap already. I've got to trim these leads off. This here is a 0.01 at 400 volts, of course. And we've got it in there. And we used our desoldering station over here. It worked quite well. I had to spend a little time on it to get the holes cleared out, because it is a double-sided board, and you can see where I had the solder on the top there, on the top trace. On the one on the right, there is only an eyelet there. There is no trace continuing, because I wouldn't be able to get in there unless I raised the capacitor about a ½ an inch off the board. So that takes care of that one. We'll trim these leads off here. And the next one we got to do is right here. So we're going to work on that. We do this off camera and we'll show you afterwards. Well, we turned our desoldering station back on. We're waiting for it to get up the temperature here. And we'll be doing the second capacitor, which I pointed out to you. So we'll let that climb up there. It shouldn't take too long because I just used it a few minutes ago. So we'll come back on that when that's fully heated. Got to get my spectacles on here. These aren't doing any good. We got to get the other ones here. All right. Pry it up here with a screwdriver so we can... Sorry, I keep hitting the trigger on that. These glasses don't want to stay up, they're heavy. This is a 0.05. If you can see that. Now let's see if the holes are clear all the way through. They're not. Let me I don't know if that's clear or not. There's a test. Here's a piece of lead from the other capacitor I put in. Where is it? I gotta take these things off. They keep falling down on me. Where's my regular glasses? That's the only thing I don't like about these glasses. They're so heavy they fall down off my nose. Well, that one's clear. Just barely. Yeah, that's clear also. Okay, I think we can probably do it. Let's turn the off. On these guns here, I had asked Mr. Carlson, I don't know, when I first got the thing, you're supposed to tin this, and he recommended that you do tin your desoldering tip, which I do. And I do that with my soldering station also. After I'm done soldering, I wipe the tip in this, and then I coat the tip with some solder here. So now we're going to get a 0.05 or 0.05 if you really want to get technical about it. It's a 473.047 right here. So I'm going to put that down the thing there. Now let me get the camera over here. All right. You see it's a double-sided board. According to this, you need to solder up on top also. But in order for me to do that, I can't leave the capacitor down like this. Okay? Because I'm not going to be able to solder it. So we're going to have to push it up high. Not that high maybe, but so I can get the iron in there anyways. Okay, just wanted you to know that. Okay, I don't know how well you can see that. My iron should be hot. We tin it. We're going to try to get into this side here. It don't look like this side was soldered. On the top before. It's not taken, so we're not going to worry about it. It never was soldered there, but it's not taking. So we're not going to worry about it. It wasn't soldered to begin with up here. Matter of fact, I'm splashing solder all over the chassis and everything else. So, I think it might have taken a little. All right, so let's go on the bottom. No, it didn't take. Oh yeah, it did. Okay, it did. All right, let me see if I can get this upside down here without knocking it over. See if I can. Let me see if I got you in there. No, I don't. Normally, I don't do this on camera because it takes me way too long to do this. Where's my magnifier here? Okay, it even took the solder down to this side. So That's what I think it held. It didn't hold on the top at all. I think we got it. Looking good. Let's bring this back over. We've got some that lead over. Should have put some heat shrink in here, but that'll be all right, I guess. Okay. It ain't too bad. But you can see where the solder just would not take on that PC board at all, trace. But it never was soldered on the top. It was soldered underneath, so that'd be all right. Now, of course, we got the electrolytic to do. Let me turn this around, and that looks like a 0.25, but I'm looking through the viewfinder of the camera. I don't have too many of those. Let me check my inventory before I take that out. So once this is changed, the disc you don't have to worry about. Ceramic discs virtually almost never go bad. The only thing left, I can't deal with the couplate, so I won't even try, is the electrolytic. But we'll probably try it before that. I want to look at the schematic to see what the coupling capacitor is for the audio output tube. I don't think it's a 0.25. They usually don't use big capacitors like that for coupling. You know, when I used to horse around with stereo amplifiers or radios even, I used to increase the coupling capacitors to, if there were like a 0.047 or something, I'd put a 0.1 in there, give you a little more bass on the audio coupling capacitor, but you don't need to worry about that on this. You only got a 3-inch speaker to deal with, and you're not going to get any bass anyways. So let me go get the, let me look at the schematic. I'm going to do that off screen here. They are using a 005, or now the new terminology would, markings would be 0047. They're using that as a coupling capacitor to the grid of the audio output tube. And the two capacitors I replaced was a 0.01 and a 0.05. So the 005 or the 0047 is going to be a ceramic disc, so I'm not even going to worry about that. But you normally do. If there's a wax condenser in there, or that's the old term, condenser, and you want to change it, definitely, because those things leak. So I'm not going to worry too much about it. We're going to concentrate on that. I think it's a 0.25. We're going to work on that. The audio coupling capacitor is a ceramic disc. I'm not worried about it. All right, this is the best I can get at. 0.27, of course, is what replaces the 0.25. So we soldered it in there underneath. And the best I can do is right there. If there's a double side that needs soldering on the other side of that cap, there's no way in hell I'm going to be able to get to it, so we're not going to worry about it. Not going to worry about it, because the original cap right here was flush to the board, so there's no way at the factory they could have soldered that at the top side. So I'm not going to worry about it. Upside down, of course, naturally. So that's a 0.25 at 400 volts. This is a 0.27 at 600. So, all right. As far as the electrolytic is concerned, I'm not quite sure yet whether I got the caps or not. We'll do that off camera. We'll check that out, and I'll be right back. I can't read that. Oh, what terrible contrast. It looks like a 80 and a 60. I don't think I have it. I don't think I have it. There's a 60. There's 80 volts on that line. One. It's only showing 160 in here, 80 volts. And so all I see is a 60 microfarad. Let's see. It's very, very hard to hold this on the camera and do that too. Rectifier in there. 047. That's all I see. I don't see the 80. Nope, I don't see an 80 in there. But nonetheless, it shows 80 here, as close as I can read. This is very, very hard to read. And this is going to be a kind of a job getting out too. There's no way, as you can see, these capacitors are soldered right down close to the board. There's no way at the factory that they could solder on the top of the board. The same way with this one. You have to have the capacitor up a little bit in order to get your soldering iron in there. And the one in the back, there's no way it can get to it. So it's only going to get soldered on the bottom side. The same way with this. The only way you could get the top side is you got to raise this cap up at least a half an inch or a quarter of an inch, depends on your iron, and so you can get your iron underneath there. And that's not the way I want to do it. But I think I don't have the capacitors right now, and I'm going to have to wait on that a while. I'm going to check my inventory, but I'm pretty sure I don't have them. And Sal is not taking orders right now. And there's something he mentioned about not wanting to take small orders, 2 of this and 3 of that. Well, that's the way I have to order things. I can't afford to order 10 of everything. So there's a problem there. So anyways, that's going to conclude part 2 of the Motorola 56B1 radio. And no point in even testing these for breakdown, because we changed them. But we may fire it up, but not tonight. We want to at least replace the electrolytic if we can. Thanks for watching. This concludes part number 2 of the Motorola the 56B1 radio. Thanks for watching.